Hello and welcome again to airgunweb.com. My name is Rick Utzler and I'm glad that you can join us here again today. Today we're going to take a look at the long anticipated review of the Marauder in .22 caliber. Now, I've already posted a simple review of the 177 when I was out shooting with my buddy out in California. I talked to Crosman and they went ahead and sent me this .22 caliber version, and I got to tell you, I've been very happy with it so far. Before we get too far ahead of ourselves, I'd like to say a special thank you to the folks over at Crosman who generously provided this rifle for our review. When it comes to airgun accessories, you need look no further than Pyramid Air. For this review, they provided the 3-12 by 44 AO adjustable SWAT scope by Leapers. I know that's a mouthful, but this is a really neat scope, and I want to say a special thanks to the guys over at Pyramid Air. Another feature of this scope is that instead of a 1-inch tube, it has a 30mm tube, so they also provided special mounts for this review. Let's go ahead and take a look at the gun. You can see as you take a look at this rifle that Benjamin just spent a lot of time on quality and engineering. That barrel is a floating barrel. It's not really attached to that front brace. It allows the barrel to flex and move as necessary and really provides extreme accuracy. It's also fully shrouded. In the front of the shroud there's baffling that dampens the sound, so you barely hear any rapport out of this rifle. Quality is top-notch all the way around. You can see it just barely down there that I've mounted a bipod on this rifle. I can do that because Benjamin went ahead and put sling studs on this, which is, you just never see that on an air gun, at least not from the factory. Well, they were very kind to put those on this rifle. Let you go ahead and buy that sling bipod, and you can mount that and have a very stable shooting platform from the bench. The rifle's a bolt-action rifle. As you can see, there's a little magazine there. Gives you 10 shots. Here's a shot of the scope, which was provided by Pyramid Air. Great scope. Really nice scope. It fits well on the rifle, and it gives you just the right amount of magnification. The trigger on this gun is also one of the best I've ever used. It's fully adjustable. Very clean first stage and very precise second stage. We went kind of quick past it, but it also has a pressure gauge on the bottom. There's that bipod I'm able to mount on the sling stud. And there's a fill port. You use the standard hand pump or a Foster connection to fill this from a scuba tank. Now that we've had a real good look at the gun, we're going to go right to the target practice. Now, I've spent a lot of time shooting with this rifle, and what I found is that there are really a couple different pellets that work really well. One happens to be these Beeman Field Target Specials. Now, these are really H&N pellets, and H&N finally has ramped up production, and they're going to have a whole new line of pellets coming available. These H&N pellets should be hitting Pyramid Air store shelves pretty soon if they haven't hit them already. What makes them different is that they are very high quality pellets. They're specially engineered for both field target and long range shooting, so you know you're going to get performance out of these pellets. The other pellet that has worked very well is the very inexpensive Crosman pointed field pellets. Let me show you what they look like. They come in a little tin, they're very inexpensive, and most recently I've found these pellets to frankly outperform just about everything, including the more expensive RWS pellets, H&N pellets, and JSB pellets. I know that doesn't make a lot of sense. They're inexpensive and perform well, but hey, I'll take it. These pellets work great in this rifle, and they produce sub-quarter-inch groups at 20 yards, and I don't know that you can expect much more out of an inexpensive pellet. Let's go ahead and do some target shooting. see from those groups, this is one very, very nice shooting rifle. I don't have a lot of guns in my airgun arsenal that can match the accuracy or power of the Marauder. Some of the other things that really make this rifle stand out is a fully moderated barrel. You will not hear any noise out of this rifle. So shooting in a residential area, as long as you have a proper backstop, should not be a problem. The other thing about this rifle is that it is infinitely tunable, and that you can tune it to different pressures. You can also tune it to different velocities. This is really the shooter's gun if there ever was one. The fact that Crosman has produced an American-made product for around $500 that has all this capacity is really a testament to their continued commitment to this airgun sport. When it comes to taking the Marauder out in the field, I frankly would not like to tote it around all day. I think it's a little bit long. It definitely has the power and it certainly has the accuracy, but it is heavy and it is a very long gun. So I would probably opt for something like the Hailstorm if I was actually going to go hunting. But I have not found anything that shoots as well from the bench as this Marauder. I also know that $500 is a lot of money to spend on an airgun, especially when you have to consider the fact that you're going to need a $200 hand pump or the scuba equipment or a compressor to be able to fill and use it. That is a large investment. However, the enjoyment that I've received out of shooting with this Marauder surpasses anything else I have on the shelf. I really would highly recommend this rifle if you're serious about the sport of air guns, or you're serious about having maximum power and maximum accuracy and a rifle that is barely louder than a whisper. You really need to take a hard look at the Marauder, and I particularly prefer the 22 cal. I've shot both the 1.7 and the 22. I prefer the 22, and I think it's going to give you better range. Another very important note with regards to just all pre-charged rifles that I know of in general is that there is a power curve. You're going to find a place in your gun where the pressure is just right and you're going to get the most consistent shots. I have found with this rifle that I need to pump it to about 2,800 PSI and never let it get below, say, 22 or 23. I get about 25 to 35 really good shots at that pressure range. And for some reason, it's also easier to refill if I don't let it get below 2,000 PSI. I don't know all the mechanics that are involved with that, but I'll tell you that it's 10 pumps per 100 pounds of pressure in this rifle, and it may be 11 pumps per 100 pounds of pressure. So if you let this get down to 1,000 pounds pressure and you want to bring it all the way back up, expect to get quite the workout putting air back into this gun. That is the one downside to these pre-charged that I've found. They're easy to shoot, they're extremely accurate, they're extremely powerful, but filling them can be an issue. And if you're going to get involved with pre-charged rifles, make sure you have an easy way to fill these or you'll get tired of them pretty quickly. I want to say another special thank you to the folks over at Crosman for providing this gun for our review, and also the folks over at Pyramid Air for providing all the supplies, the targets, the pellets, and also this great scope that we're able to put on this gun. So until next time, my name is Rick Utzler with airgunweb.com. We look forward to seeing you again soon.